Don't you think that the reason for the rise of the corporate media is, to a certain extent, due to the liberal establishment for their, disconnecting with a portion of the American public? For example, the ACLU was busy pursuing the Pledge of Allegiance issue, but where was the ACLU when the 6 Utah miners were trapped in the Utah mine, died a miserable death because the safety regulations were not implemented? And then I see the Cold Pink, protesting in front of the Marine headquarters in Berkeley. I mean, those Marines were just like low-level foot soldiers doing their job. Why don't they go to the White House and protest there? Why don't they protest in front of the senators who voted for the war? So I'm just saying there's a tendency for the liberal establishment to disconnect with the everyday lives.
CNN just hired Tony Snow, and the New York Times hired Billy Crystal, who was one of these neocon hawks. So when I look in the media, I just see right all the way, right wing. I don't see any African American commentator who's as left as the commentators I see who are right.
If we call the left wing of the Democratic Party, and if we call the right wing of the Republican Party, each of those has a house organ. So the right wing of the Democratic Party has the National Review, let's say, William Buckley's magazine or William Crystal's magazine. And the left wing has maybe Mother Jones or The Nation, or something like that. If you look at every PBS news station on television, every single one has either a present or former editor of the National Review on it. Every single one. And there is no representative from The Nation or Mother Jones. So the idea of liberal media was basically a phrase that was created by right-wing think tanks to push the dialogue from the center to the right. So there may be some commentators that have liberal sentiments, but if you realize that there are only
Could you name one? Could you name a commentator with liberal sentiments?
Yeah,
Bill Donahue was fired.
They fired him, but Jon Stewart.
Bill Moyers was fired too.
Jon Stewart.
Jon Stewart is on redroomdotcom.
All right. There we go. Okay. You know what?
And
we're going to have to continue this discussion.
The girl from Air America.
Yeah. We're going to have to
Rachel
continue
Maddow.
this on Red Room.
Once in a while.
And I encourage you all
Do
to
you
do
see
that.
why?
We also
Do you
will be
see
live,
why? Oh,
live
sorry.
outside here. What's
Do you
that?
see why we have trouble getting Republicans? We're really trying. I swear.
Okay. We have reached the end of the program here, and I'd like to thank our panelists, Peter Coyote, Bill Hayes, Ivory Madison, Ishmael Reed, and Bell Yang.
So next time you open, I'll take you on the tour.
This
Do you have a website?
Yeah.
This program is part of our Good Lit series, generously underwritten by the Bernard Osher Foundation. We also thank our audience here and on the radio. And I'm David Ewing Duncan, and now this meeting of the Commonwealth Club of California, celebrating more than a century of enlightened discussion, is adjourned.
There you go.